Hey everybody, so we are back with another reaction video, still sticking with the boys of Enhypen. I got a couple of comments on the previous reaction video I did. You guys wanted me to check out the Mix and Max performance in Atudio Choom that was done by Niki and Jungwon. I had heard about it, but I wasn't sure what it was going to be. So I haven't checked it out, but looking at the thumbnail already, it looks a little creepy because it's Jungwon and Niki. It looks like it's probably definitely gonna fit with the whole vampire theme that goes with their concept because it's titled Bleeding Darkness. So right there you could tell like blood, dark, blood moon, like their webcomic, but the whole thing, that part of their concept being like they're vampires and that whole night and day duality. So we're gonna go ahead and check this out because I you know, if you guys, I know you guys, a lot of you guys are aware of like Atudio Choom. It's basically putting the artists like in a room with some dancers and doing choreography to not necessarily like their own music, but like different music, obviously showcasing their styles. But what I like about Atudio Choom is that it focuses on the dancing and the performance aspect, not so much the singing. So they have a lot of more opportunities to be more focused on like their dance movements, not worrying about like their breath control, and also like their performance as far as like their facial expressions. So I mean, Jungwon and Niki being like basically like the dance lead of Enhypen because he's been dancing for most of his life basically. So we're gonna go ahead and check this out. Hopefully I don't get creeped out. All right, let's go. Let's go. Mix and match, Jungwon and Niki. It's 12 seconds, you guys. Jungwon just hung himself, you know, like you do. Performative dance. But yeah, right off the bat, it's already a little dark-ish. Because you have our man Jungwon here looking so pretty. That's right here. Like all in white. He's like in white, and then you have like the dancers all in black, even like up to their faces are covered in black. And I like the contrast, like just the setting to start with. You see the floor, it's like half black and half red. So already like hinting at how it's like gonna be like a dark theme. And I love the lighting they did, that it's like dark in one side and you can see the white from the light in the other where the red is. So it's definitely gonna give me vibes of like good versus evil, light versus dark, obviously, because the dancers are all wearing black. And they have Jungwon in the middle. His hands are tied behind his back, and he has like a noose, a red noose around his neck. So it's like, and he's dressed in white, which is like usually symbolizes purity, goodness, you know, life. So clearly he's in the middle of some struggle with the darkness with these guys dressed in black. But since we already saw, he just gets hung by the noose. Niki, what are you gonna do? Niki. Okay, let's before whatever's gonna happen happens. Let's rewind it to Jungwon's after he gets hung. I like how they do the musicality. They time it to the rhythms of the songs, like the different beats, like I like how they time it to moves, and I love how he's very flowy. when he's like dancing, it feels like almost like he's dancing with water, and you see like the dancers, like their hands are moving with him. But when it goes da 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 da, it's like the hands are reaching out like towards him, like the darkness trying to reach toward him. That was like really well executed. And he's like sitting, it's like in a mountain of darkness, the white amongst the dark. Yeah. And even like how the hands go boom, boom, just like to emphasize that beat, like the boom. And also, I want to say this type, like the music and just like the sound and how heavy the bass is reminds me a lot like of Billie Eilish. Like, and you know how like in some of her earlier albums she was like a little bit darker with like all her themes and her concept. So this definitely reminds me of that, but I like how it's like you hear the deep bass and the contrast with the other sounds. It's like almost like I don't know how to describe it, like more electronic with the bass and then like the electronic sounds, but just how they're already timing and syncing specific movements to specific beats to specific sounds. And Jungwon's just sitting there like with the darkness trying to eat him, and Niki. Oh my gosh. So Vampire Niki just bit Jungwon in the neck, and Jungwon started bleeding. But it's not funny, it's just crazy to me how like everything is so perfectly timed, because there's this crunching noise in the song that is timed to like when like Niki goes down, so you can hear him biting him. It's just like very crunchy, right? And just the way he holds them, like very even, oh my gosh, even that whole section, Niki, the way he goes about it, he like slowly climbed up the back, and just like it's not forceful, it's very like tender, because the way he just grabs his head like and tilts it to the side so you can bite him. It's not like forceful, it's very like slow and like almost like hypnotic. Because he even like caress. Oh, that whole sequence right there, starting right here. The cinematography, like the effect they put, the filter they put on the camera, or when they did the editing, was so good right here. Because right after Jungwon gets bitten, oh, and I just noticed like that red scarf thing is gone, but it's like it gives this illusion of like being blurry, like blurry eyesight, like when you're like almost like in a dream state or drugged state. So it's almost like he gets bitten and it's okay. So if they're vampires and he got bitten, then it's like that the venom, it's like flowing through his veins, and that's why he's kind of like disoriented and stuff. Oh my gosh. That's just my theory. That's just my interpretation of the dance. But just also the way the contrast in between the outfits, like that's why I love about performance dance, is that when you do everything right, like the costume, the staging, the lighting, because the stage and the lighting is like simple. It's just the red backdrop now with like the red and black floor, but their outfits, Jungwon's still all in white, like pure innocence light, and then Niki's outfit is kind of like half white, and then it goes, his like the bottom of his pants are black, and you also see like almost like the red bled into like super dark red black, so it's like a lot of blood that he's been walking through, or like his hands have been dirtied with blood and everything. And now they're just having kind of like this dance. I guess you could interpret it as between good and evil, dark and light, but also like it could be like his internal struggle against like that venom, that poison that's in him. And that turn that he just did with his foot. And right there, they're doing like the exact same dances, but like back to back, the same choreography, but back to back. So it's almost like they're mirroring each other. Yeah. And those high kicks that they do. Niki, he's so flexible. It's crazy. Like that high kick. Oh my god, Niki's facial expressions are on point. Like he's selling the dance with his face. His face is so fierce. But another part right here, specifically, how they're timing movements like to beats and rhythms in the song. Because in that part where it goes, when you hear like roaring almost, and Niki goes like this, like it's like a mouth opening up ready to eat Jungwon. And then when Jungwon gets tilted back, you hear like that creaking, almost like when a coffin or like a creaky door opens. So it's almost like he's falling back to his death, to his doom. I don't know, but let's watch this again. Like this dance, like side by side solos, so good. And you could tell, like, oh my gosh, you could see like how lean their bodies are. But like Niki, he's like so slim and lean. He has like a dancer's body. And Jungwon, he's like a little bit thicker, because obviously his focus is in dancing, whereas his focus has been dancing for like years. And also he's like younger, so he's not as built. But just seeing them dancing side by side, hitting like the same beats, the same marks, and just like, and there's slightly different styles. It's like really nice to see. Again, with the beats, boom, boom, boom. Yeah, so good. And Niki's face. What the sounds, the way they're timing the sounds to the movements, like without the music, the dance isn't as impactful. Because in this section right here, they just did, obviously it pans in, you could see that it looks like like Jungwon is facing the back wall. And obviously also, notice like the lighting change. Everything is black now. Everything is dark, and the one little rim of light in the middle, white, clear, pure, is Jungwon. But it looks like he's like being held facing the back, and then it just with the added sound of that creaking, it literally looks almost like Frankenstein style. Niki just turns Jungwon's head 180 degrees, so it gives the illusion of him like his head got like completely facing the back, but his body's facing the front, which obviously it has to be a dancer standing there with the jacket. and Niki's in the Jungwon's in the front. But still, that was a very good illusion, and that creaking noise just made it more like creepy. And the way he does it so slowly and then cracks his neck. Niki's so low. And how it's like a pendulum almost. And he's hitting the boom, boom. I love the makeup. The makeup, the whole look they did on him. Niki's eyes are very striking as it is, but with that like smoky eye makeup and like the slight tint to his lips and the fact that he's like pretty pale just like makes it everything like pop a little bit more. So it's more like accentuating like the black and the red to go with his outfit, which by the way I love his outfit because it is just, he's like full on embracing. I'm trying to get him standing. He's full on embracing like his, whatever his role is, his like bloodthirsty being thing. Like red shirt. I like the black jacket with like the, I guess you could say like, it could be fire or it could be like scratch marks with like blood, and then his jeans are all red with like kind of like a blend of black. So it's a very good blend, and it matches perfectly with like the background, like a slightly reddish black. It just looks so nice, and his dancing is like so smooth, like his turns and just the way he's like hitting those beats with like drops or like hits or like, yeah. Like with a kick, a pendulum, and then right the drop, and that turn, the one, that's how, that one-handed turn, I don't know if it was like 1.5 turns, but it's like, it requires spotting, because if you don't do it right, you're gonna end up kissing the floor. Like right here. Ooh. And just that. Oh my gosh. And then you have Jungwon on the floor. The cinematography, the camera work is seriously so good. Like you could see Jungwon's like, he's still fighting. He's having like that internal battle from the poison going through his blood. And just like the dark figures, like the shadow is like just like dancing outside him, like waiting for him. And Niki's just Niki's just literally like chilling on top of him, just like waiting for his thing to do its work. Again, very visually appealing with even the dancers wearing like matte turtlenecks, but then their pants are like shiny. So it's like it's very good for that, like very pleasing to the eyes. Just like it gives you that contrast, like those different depths. Oh, I'm so tired. But now, yeah, let's check out Jungwon, you know. And how they're like all doing the same hand movements. Oh my gosh, they're cracking again. Oh. Jungwon! That was a very good continue. That transition. Hey. sir. Sorry. He's giving me looks. But this is a very good transition, like, from, obviously, Jungwon gave up the fight. He lost because right when, I think when Niki turns, or when Jungwon turns, it's outfit change. And you could tell right there that he's no longer, like, pure and innocent. He's no longer with the light. He went to the dark side because his outfit changes. Oh my gosh, that cracking. Ugh. Yeah. It's almost like crumping. I like how they're doing the beats to the sounds, even when it's like, ba-dum, ba-dum, and then boom, 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 boom. I like when they visually, they I don't even know how you say it. Like, they make the song visual. Like, you're seeing the song, like you're hearing it, but you can like see it. You know what I mean? And also, I just noticed they're mixing and matching. Like, Jungwon and Niki's outfits are mixing and matching. Like, because Jungwon's pants matched Niki's jacket, and then Niki's pants matched Jungwon's shirt. So it's like the two are one. They're connected, you know? And it looks really cool. I like that. I don't know if that's the purpose, if that's why it's called mix and match or whatever, but I like that outfit choice. That they didn't put Niki like in that whole outfit. It was just black and like the scratch marks. And they didn't put Jungwon in like the tie-dye looking red and black. I like that they did like half and half. But let's rewind that back, that dance break with Jungwon, Mr. Dimples in the middle with that formation, like the peak formation, doing all those moves and hitting all those beats, almost like crumping. It reminds me of crumping. Like he's leading the dance, oh my gosh. And then, yeah, Niki. The syncopations when he goes like with the, I don't know if it's like, it's almost like a cymbal sounds that first he did it like when he does that like that with his arms, and then he did it like with his head, like just like oh. Let's go a little bit further back. Yeah, like he's like with his neck. Oh, with his head. And he's like reaching. Wait a minute. Did they switch places? Did they switch places? Because I just noticed in this last beat, I can't speak. This last bit, Niki was the one that was being like held back by the dancers. Like he was being brought back into like whatever darkness or whatever. So it's almost like Jungwon got bit by Niki and he got like the venom in him and he tried to fight it, but he gave into it. But then now when he was like leading the dancers, it's almost like he took that position that was Niki's. Like, hey, now I'm the top dog, now I'm the lead guy. And it looks like Niki was trying to like break away, but the dancers were bringing him in. And they did the exact same pose that Jungwon did in the beginning, with sitting on one of the dancers and the other person coming up behind him and biting him. Because first it was Niki biting Jungwon, and now it was Jungwon biting Niki. Oh my gosh, that is so cool. That is so cool. Like, see, they're like bringing him back and they put him there and he bites him. And like, they're both like brothers in crime. That was so good, you guys. Yeah, I mean, I already knew that Nikki is an amazing dancer, but seeing Jungwon dance alongside him, like when they did the side by sides doing like the mirror dances, and when they did their solos, just like having them both be spotlighted. I like that Jungwon's dance was spotlighted because it's obviously it was like Nikki's was a little bit more flowy because like with the way he was moving his hands and like doing specific hits, and then like the drop that he did and that crazy, I don't know what you call that move where he like turns on the floor, as opposed to Jungwon's was a little bit more like crumping almost. Um, the way these kids move, like hitting like all the different beats, and they traded off between beats because sometimes they would match the bass, or sometimes they would match the like I don't know if they were like, it was like electronic cymbals almost, or they would match like flows, and or match like noises like the creaking. Just those choreographers are crazy, but that was pretty awesome. I like it. I like it. So that was Nikki and Jungwon, Bleeding Darkness from Studio Choom's Mix and Match. Thank you for recommending me that. I love anything that has to do with like showcasing dancing and showcasing their performance, because especially Nikki. Nikki was selling it with like his looks and just like the intensity of his eyes, and also Jungwon because he has like this innocent looking face with the little dimple. So he definitely played the role of like a white innocence, pure, and Jungwon was like tempting him, like luring him to the dark side. It was really good. So thank you for recommending that. I also have like, I think there was a Japanese showcase that I need to check out those performances they did there, so I'm working on that. But yeah, like if there's any other songs or performances or appearances that Enhypen has done, leave me a note in the comments and I'll definitely add it to my list. If you like my reactions, please leave a comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.